So now we need to decide how we're going to group our strips, and how we group our strips will determine what our quilt will look like at the end. So for me, I've only chosen 4 fabrics, and it's going to be quite simple to decide how I want them. For example, I don't want these two right next door to each other, so I'll probably move this one either here or here to get a nice look, and I'm done. But you might have lots and lots of fabric, so it's going to be a little bit trickier for you to work that out. I've got a jelly roll here that we can have a little play with. So with your jelly rolls, there's really no right or wrong way of working this out. It's just what you think looks the best. You might want to be going for a completely random look with your rail fence quilt, or you might be trying to get the actual rail fence look, and that's when you've got a lighter fabric that then fades into the darker fabric. So just work out what's going to work best for your fabric. A good place to start is sort of putting them in groups of similar colours. So I've got the darker grey there, and I'll put that one on top there. I've got that aquary blue. I'll put those two together. Oops, I've caught that apricot one. And so on, just so you can see what you've got. And you might have a lot more fabrics in this, or you might have a lot less. Every jelly roll is different. So do you see how they're the same colours, although this one's missing a bit of the green? So they're very similar. I'm going to put them on top of each other. And then we've got the light white and grey, which again I feel blends in really well with that one. This one could kind of pull in with any of them. Maybe not the dark one, but it could pull in with the green here, it could pull in with the peachy apricot, and it could pull in with the grey, and even in with the lighter white. So you'd just have to work out where you want it. So what I would do is I would decide if I want it completely random, and if I did, I would just pick 4 fabrics that I thought looked nice with each other. So I would, let's say, start with this one, and then I would maybe grab the apricot. I probably wouldn't use another dark grey in it because we want it distributed quite evenly. If you put all your dark grey in one of our blocks, that dark grey is going to be the only dark block you've got in the whole quilt, if that makes sense. I would try and distribute the darker colours and the more vibrant or the lighter colours, the ones that stand out the most, in the different groups. So then, bearing in mind that I do have 4 of the green strips, I'll pop one of those in. And then I've got quite a few light strips, so I would take one of those as well. And it could be anyone. I've just used 2 plain, I've just used 2 that don't have a lot of colours in them. So I'll probably go with one that does have a bit of a pattern and a bit of a mix in it. So then I could use that as my first strip. Then I could take the next dark one. And this is actually accidentally turned into a gradient. This would actually work perfectly if you're trying to get that zigzag look or the rail fence look. So if I wanted to recreate that, I could take the grey, the darker grey. I could take this lighter one. I could take this one here with the cute pattern in it, and the light grey polka dots. And that would work perfectly if I was trying to achieve that zigzag effect. Can you see how that would work? So even though these 2 fabrics aren't the same here, sorry, the peach and the grey, that would still work to get that zigzag effect, because you've still got the dark, you've still got the mediums, and you've still got the light here. But if you weren't trying to get that effect, then you'd just swap these around a bit. Like maybe you'd put the lighter one in the middle here. So there's really no right or wrong way of doing this. You should just have fun. You should do what you think looks nice. And I can't wait to see what you decide to do with your beautiful fabrics. So when you're happy that you've worked out exactly how you'd like to sew all your strips together in groups of 4, what I would like you to do is I would like you to just place them on top of each other so you're covering half of the strip. So I'm going to place that one there on top, just covering half, again on top, covering half, again on top, covering half, and then I'm just going to really loosely fold it. And that's my first block that I will be sewing together. So fold all your groups of 4 blocks together, and then let's get sewing.